Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. It is currently 31 degrees, and the temperature is steadily dropping throughout the day. And then, at once the sun goes down, it'll start dropping quickly into the teens, but hanging around 29 most of the day. Sunrise is at 7:17, and sunset is at 4:06, and there's chance of snow also today. So we're in Judges. We're doing a study of Judges, and we looked at chapter 4 yesterday, and right before that we looked at Shamgar, and in chapter Shamgar, if he was Haranian, right, Haranian descent, and there's only one verse on him, actually two verses, because there's another verse in chapter 5 on him. But he slayed, what was it, 600 with a ox goad. 600 with an ox goad. That's in verse 31 of chapter 3. And then Deborah comes on, and Deborah calls Barak, and they go and they defeat, right? They defeat the army of Sisera, which is the general for Jabin, the Canaanite king, whom God had sold them into the hand of for doing what was right, what was not right in the sight of the Lord. And then we saw how he called Jael, who is the wife of Heber, right? And the Kenite woman, she takes a stake and drives it through Sisera's temple. Okay, drives it through his head, and that's what turned them. And on that day, right? So on that day, verse 23 of chapter 4, God subdued Jabin, king of Canaan, before the people of Israel, and the hand of the people of Israel pressed harder and harder against Jabin, the king of Canaan, until they destroyed Jabin, king of Canaan. So, all that to say is, God can use anybody, and everybody plays a role, right? It doesn't matter if you're a woman. It doesn't matter if you're not an Israelite, right? There's a role to play. It doesn't matter if you're a Canaanite king. There's a role to play, right? There's a role to play. Okay, and so don't minimize God's sovereignty. Don't minimize God's God's role as the orchestrator. Okay, because He touches everything. He touches everything, and He uses everything. Every choice that we make, He uses. He pre-knew. He preordained. And so then they sing a song. This is chapter 5. Okay. Then sang Deborah and Barak, son of Abinoam, on that day that the leaders took lead in Israel. Okay. That the leaders took lead in Israel. So leaders need to step up, y'all. Leaders in the church need to step up. Christians are called to be leaders. We're not called to be sitting in the back. Okay? And how do they do it? That the people offered themselves willingly. The people offer themselves willingly. How many times do we kick against the pricks? Like the Lord came and said to Paul, why are you gonna keep kicking against the pricks, man? Why? Doesn't make sense that we do that. That we always push back against the Lord. And then it says, bless the Lord, praise the Lord, right? When we step up and we offer ourselves willingly, man, we need to praise the Lord. Okay, praise the Lord. Then I want to point out, she starts writing this in first person. I will sing, I will make melody. This is verse 3. And then jump down to verse 7. She says, The villagers ceased in Israel. They ceased to be until I arose. I, Deborah, arose as a mother in Israel. Okay, so this statement, as a mother in Israel. I mean, obviously we have the literal, right? She became a mother in Israel, and maybe that did make her want to step up some more. But it's also a title of honor, a mother in Israel. Okay, it's a title of honor, and she did have a power seat. She settled disputes, right? And then it also said the word of the Lord. She spoke. Um, she spoke to Barak. Has not the Lord said? Okay, so there is a power seat that she has. Okay, um, but then I do want to shoot over, and I'm not trying to glance over this song and minimize it either. There's a lot in here. There's a lot of historical evidence that she's singing about how God has rescued our people. And remember, if we go back to why Israel fell after Joshua and the elders all passed on, and they fell and went into the way of um, the traditions of the land, right? It's because they forgot. They did not know. They did not know what the Lord had done. So the reason why we sing these things, it's not just to bebop along, right? We're supposed to um, edify and encourage each other through hymns, songs, and hymns, praise songs, and worship music, right? Like, we're supposed to do that. Why? Because it reminds us of what God has done, right? It reminds us of what God has done, so we never forget. It helps us keep our eyes focused on the Lord. Okay, but I want to jump down. So all these cities of Israel, they joined the fight. They joined the fight, except one. Verse 23, curse Maras, says the angel of the Lord. Curse its inhabitants thoroughly, because they did not come to the help of the Lord, to the help of the Lord against the mighty. So I want to clarify something. The Lord does not need us, but when he calls us, we best go. When he calls us, we best go. We best make that choice. We best serve him willingly, okay? Because otherwise, it says curse Maras, because they did not help. They did not come to the help of the Lord, to the help of the Lord against the mighty. Yeah, because this is a battle, right? And there is battle lines. Now, remember, I was going to talk about the angel of the Lord, so let's get it. Exodus 3:14. Exodus 3:14. The all-consuming fire, and he says, "I am that I am." Okay, I am that I am. Now, in the Hebrew, right, the word Lord, and I'm spacing on the name of the characters. There's no vowel sounds in it when you see the acronym for I guess maybe it's not an acronym, but whatever it is, I'll remember soon. There's no vowels in it, right? And when we see that written, it's one small character away from I am. Okay, when you see it written out, and someday I'll actually get good at I'll start doing this on YouTube and be able to like pull things up and like point them out. But this is just we're just getting our lips wet. I encourage you to go look this stuff up. Don't just take my word for it, although my word is good for it, because I did look it up a couple times. And so it means I am. It means I am. Okay. Now Jehovah means to become. Yahweh means I am. Okay. So here, Malach Yahweh means messenger I am. Messenger of the Lord. Messenger I am. And so Exodus 3:14, I am that I am. Okay. Now Jesus says in the Koine Greek, ego eimi. So I am. All right. It's an emphasis. It's an emphatic statement. Well, in Exodus 3:14, I am that I am. Jesus says, ego eimi, I am that I am. I am that I am. Now, in John, there he makes 7 I am statements. I am the bread of life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Right? And in those statements that he's saying, I am with attributes of God. I am that I am. Okay, so now back to the angel of the Lord, Malach Yahweh, messenger I am. This is Jesus, you guys. This is Jesus. This is a Christophany, which is actually a theophany, because Jesus is God. Okay, Jesus is God. All right, and so he's there. So now, when it says, did not come to the help of the Lord, okay, and the angel of the Lord, says the angel of the Lord, messenger I am, all right, messenger Yahweh, messenger Jesus, I am that I am, curse its inhabitants thoroughly. So Jesus shows up and he curses their inhabitants thoroughly. Why? Because they did not help against the mighty. So now the mighty, there's mighty nowadays too, right? There's mighty nowadays, and we Christians are supposed to help against the mighty. Now that tyranny of might, okay, that tyranny of might, it's a world system, okay? It's the systems that we work in every single day, that promote and propagate these ideologies that really perpetuate sin, y'all. Perpetuate sin, perpetuate the heart to the world, to these idols of the land that were not thoroughly and utterly destroyed. And it's there. And we are to willingly jump into that mix. Willingly jump into that mix. And we're not called to, put hands on. No. What we're called to do is show the grace and mercy that Jesus Christ showed us by saving us and being a light in the darkness.